pruning your mulberry has multiple benefits and requirements. One, obviously keeps it down to the right size. Two, allows it to be nice and healthy. And three, actually allows it to, fruit better as well. Now, obviously, when you're growing it in a pot, you definitely need to keep it to the right size, but you also want to get the best effect out of it. So, a couple of things. First and foremost, size. So, cut it down to the the height that you want it. Like, for example, if this is where you wanted it at, that's where you'd be cutting. Somewhere near there, obviously. Two, as far as the health and that's concerned, branches that are actually rubbing against each other are ones that you need to take care of, because it's not good for it. They'll rub, they can cause disease and so forth. So the other thing to be aware of is whereabouts you cut. So the best positions to be cutting, for example, let's just say that we wanted to cut it to around about this length. What you want to be doing is finding one of these little nodules like here and cutting 45-degree angle just above it. So that allows it to continue to grow from that spot, and the 45-degree angle also helps it to heal, but helps keep moisture away from it as well. So I'll do a cutting. Obviously I haven't figured out whereabouts I want to cut yet, but I'll grab a couple of cuttings off. So like that's all over the place. Okay, and I'll show you what to do with the cuttings afterwards. So one of the things when you're doing your cuttings that you may notice, like here's a bit of sap coming out, that's a bleed. So ideally with something like that, that's really what you want to try to avoid, but you want to seal that off. A bit of cinnamon will usually do the job. The other thing, Vaseline, you can do. You can leave it like that, but then you do run the risk of infection. Cinnamon generally works quite nicely for that. And you see like here we've got all these branches crossing over with each other. This one here is probably the one to do something about. I'll just cut it here, just in case it decides to grow back in a nice way. I'll go over and add cinnamon on multiple areas afterward later. So like this is cut here. That's one of the thicker ones I usually will do. This one here is a bit thin, so I'll cut it there. Now, the trick, as I've said before in one of my videos, it's a very forgiving plant, so you don't have to be perfect. If you make some mistakes, it's probably going to be fine. But you just want to try to make most of your angles so that it's not flat facing up, so that any water that gets on it can run away easily. Let's do a couple of the height ones. So this is way higher than I actually want the plant, so I'll take that one. That's some of the climbing plant that took over before. I'll leave that one, see how he goes. That one probably should go, but I'll leave it for now. Take you. Do the same here. Do you a little bit lower, because you get in the way. Oh, yeah, get rid of that, because it's dead leaf, just get rid of it. I'll leave that because it's interesting. Clearly I've cut there before, so I'll just snip you. So when I'm starting with my cuttings, I don't get overly fussy to start with if I'm trying to grow something. So basically just go with everything. Don't get too fussy. If you want to, you can plant them each in an individual pot, but I usually go with sticking them into, you know, one pot all together, and those that actually make it, I then transplant. So in a scenario like that, I would actually take that, probably actually just trim that there. That's terrible job, but I plant both of those. I completely lost the first one, but basically stick that in the dirt probably up to about here. So these nodules, all of this around here, something's going to take root, and then that's those that survive, you'll see all your little leaves coming, and I'll show you in a few minutes what that turns out at. So when you've got a cutting like this, you can actually make like multiples out of it if you wish. Like you probably cut it there, you know, maybe a little further up, you know, trim it all down. Like multiple options you can go with, or you can basically stick it in like so and try and make a, you know, a larger plant, it's biggest, you know, better starting point. One thing I always try to do, any leaf that looks even slightly unhealthy, get rid of it, but you want to really get it down to as few leaves as possible. Generally try to leave maybe one or two towards the ends, but that's pretty close to the only hard and fast rule I think that they actually have. You don't need to leave the leaves on, but you know, it's where it gets most of its nutrients from, so you'll want to try to leave at least one there, just so it's got something to work with. Doesn't look too good, get rid of that one too. Okay, so there's a nice pile of cuttings trimmed back, and now I'm just going to stick them all into one pot, and I'll show you what that looks like once that's done. And there we go, got a whole heap of cuttings shoved into one pot. Definitely very overcrowded. I'm not too fussed about that at the moment. The idea from here, once you've actually shoved them in there, you want to give it a real good water in, make sure that it's, you know, the holes that you've pushed in there are now filled back in. Keep it, you know, reasonably moist. You know, not ridiculous. And the idea here is that it's going to give me an idea. The ones that are going to survive will show signs of it. The ones that aren't going to make it will also show signs of it. And then I'll basically thin them out and start moving them into pots of their own. And yeah, that's basically essentially how it works. You can start them each individual pots. This is the lazy man's way of doing it. Basically just stick them all in, see how you go, and then separate them out from here. Yeah. Okay, it's a few weeks in now, so they've had a bit of time to set root. Bearing in mind it is technically winter and out of season, so it's probably one of the worst times to actually get some quick results out of them. However, you can just make out here, tiny little one is even trying to fruit, which I find mildly insane, but you can see several of them have got leaves on them now. So basically, if you keep in mind that winter's not exactly the best time for it, but it also takes some time to actually achieve it. If you want the best results out of them, like you only got a few cuttings, you really need it to work, use some rooting hormone. That increases your chances. And also plant them separately as well is definitely a better way to go. The fact that I get so many cuttings from mine and my current success rate so high, I'm not as fast. It's like if half of them were to fail, it's not a problem. As it is, I don't have enough space in my yard to do it. But as you can see, overall it's quite a simple process, and it's relatively easy to see when they're going. If it winds up like Twiggy and breaking, then obviously it hasn't worked. Either snip the dead bit off or get it out of the way, depending on just how bad it is. Other than that, yeah, see how you go. It's a pretty good method.